On the chopping block today, we have a 2012 F150 with a 5-liter V8. It's got a bad miss. It's got a whole bunch of engine lights and dash lights on, and the blower motor is some awful kind of grumpy. And if you can see that, it's blowing smoke rings. That also doesn't work on any position but high. We'll see what this ends up scanning. One triple code. 0308 is a misfire on cylinder 8, which is the reason the truck is running so rough. I don't know if you can tell, but the coil connectors don't look that good. This one doesn't look like it's even plugged in all the way. Because every one of them moves. So I've done some research. The coils, the connectors to the coils, the spark plugs, all need to be replaced on this thing. The parts are very expensive. Believe it or not, those coil connectors, the little plastic plug that goes on the harness, are $60 a piece. So that's nice. Whoever was here last sure didn't do a nice job of being careful. And that's what we're left with. So, step one is going to be removing all of this and doing a compression check because of the miss. I'm certain that the miss is caused by a bad coil, but what can happen is the cylinder can get washed out with fuel, which means it washes all the oil off the cylinder. And when that happens, it can do catastrophic damage if left for too long. This truck spends a lot of its life idling, which makes that problem worse. The first step is going to see about getting these connectors unhooked. These connectors are known for fighting. So I'm not surprised the last guy had issues. Yeah, look at that. It's broken right off. So that's probably been letting moisture in, which is going to cause what, everybody? That's going to cause corrosion. I don't know if you've seen on the dash, it's got 440,000 kilometers on it. That's a lot of kilometers. It's funny, some are stuck and some are so loose they just fall apart. Next up, we're going to pull the coil packs out. These are an 8mm, decently long bolt. We're going to put them somewhere we're not going to lose them. Next, we just grab a hold of these little guys and pull straight up, and they should just come right out. When we remove coils, these look brand new. Wow. What we're looking for when we pull coils is oil on them. That would indicate valve cover seals are bad, and any other weird stuff, arcing or stuff. But that one seems nice and clean and fine. Like I said, it actually looks like it's fairly new. This one's got a little bit of dirt and stuff inside it, nothing major. The seal on this one's all buggered. Next up, we've got the spark plugs. There's a little tighter. Ow. So far, none of them look incredibly awful, to be honest. Cool. Well, I'll give Ford some props because those are nowhere near as hard to do as their earlier engines. This side looks the same. I'll let you know when everything's apart. One of these things is not like the other. What's funny though, so this guy here, it's got a wider tip than the rest of them. So when that happens, that means it was lean. This one came out of cylinder 5, not cylinder 8. This should have been cylinder 8. This one's also got a couple of ugly spots on it. But the rest of them seem okay. So we're going to compression test the engine now and just see if there's a low spot in the engine. Here's where having a helper's really nice, but I don't. So first I'm just going to turn it over once. Next I'm going to run the compression tester on all the holes. So that was just a test to see if anything was shooting out. I didn't see anything. Got a deluxe compression tester kit 5605 by OTC. This thing's been awesome throughout the years. Okay, you tell me what compression we get to. Save me the trip. Okay, so 135-ish. I don't know why I started with cylinder 2, but that's where we are. Okay, cylinder number 1. Okay, it's the same. Cylinder number 3. I'm going to get that one again. It's actually a few pounds lower than the other two were. I don't actually know the compression specs on this engine, but as a general rule, you want plus or minus 5%, I think. Let's see what it did with the second round. So cylinder 3 is a little bit lower than the other two, about 15 pounds. Cylinder number 4. Oh, we're going to do that one again too. That one's at 90. Cylinder 4, round 2. I'm going to give that one 2 rounds just to see what happens. Okay, cylinder 4 has a noticeable amount of compression loss over the first 3. Cylinder 3 has a little bit of compression loss over the first 2. The first 2 were both at 135. This is cylinder 5. Cylinder 5's dead on 120. Cylinder number 6, I guess. Yeah, cylinder number 6 is up at almost 130. Cylinder number 7. $125. And cylinder 8, this is our misfire cylinder. That's not good, folks. Cylinder 8 test number 2. I don't know if you can hear that, but it spins over much easier on that one. 55-ish, 56 pounds. I'm going to do some research about these engines. I don't know if that could be tight valves or if this thing's pooched. I got it all put back together the way it was. If it runs, we'll kick it outside. It's not better. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the spark plugs are not firing as the best capabilities now because I've disturbed all these plugs that were already no longer good. Yeah, unfortunately with 2 cylinders and low compression, 1 cylinder really low compression, there's nothing more that I can do without an engine. I forgot about that, but luckily it came out on its own. This light was the best money I've spent in a long time. It was like 80 bucks, but they're like that on Amazon. This I found at Lordco locally, so that's cool. I'm happy with it. Anyways, we can't win them all. This safety truck is no longer safe out the door, and we'll wait to see what they decide.